Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another video. I hope everyone's having a great day. Before watching the video, please subscribe and like it. Hey. Chrisley knows best. What happens if Todd and Julie Chrisley are convicted of tax evasion? As the Chrisley family continues to face intense public scrutiny following a federal indictment for alleged tax evasion and financial fraud, the once bright spotlight on their reality television fame has dimmed under the shadow of legal drama. Todd and Julie Chrisley, the charismatic and often controversial stars of the USA Network's Chrisley Knows Best, are now entangled in a legal battle that could dramatically reshape not only their personal lives, but also the legacy of their carefully crafted media empire. The allegations levied against them involve conspiring to defraud banks and the federal government by falsifying income statements and willfully evading taxes over multiple years. Prosecutors claim that the Chrisleys created a false narrative of financial stability and success while secretly hiding income and failing to meet their federal tax obligations. While the couple has vehemently denied all allegations, publicly stating that they are victims of an overzealous government investigation, the stakes remain higher than ever. If convicted, the implications could be catastrophic. For Todd and Julie, the immediate consequence would almost certainly involve lengthy prison sentences. Federal guidelines on tax fraud and conspiracy charges suggest significant incarceration time, especially given the alleged scale of the deception. Legal experts say that if the prosecution proves that the couple orchestrated a long-running scheme to hide millions in income and submitted false documents to financial institutions, sentencing could be severe. Though actual prison time is determined by many factors, including prior criminal history, cooperation with investigators, and the exact monetary value of the fraud, these charges are among the most serious in the realm of financial crimes. Beyond incarceration, the Chrisleys would also likely face hefty financial penalties, including restitution payments, back taxes, fines, and possibly interest accrued during the period of noncompliance. The Internal Revenue Service could place liens on their properties, garnish any future income, and seek to recoup the alleged losses through all legally permissible avenues. The financial blow would not only disrupt their lifestyle, but could effectively dismantle the wealth and public image they spent years building on screen. The fate of the show, Chrisley Knows Best, also hangs in the balance. While the network has remained relatively quiet about the future of the franchise, the uncertainty surrounding the couple's legal standing poses a direct threat to the series. Networks typically distance themselves from talent involved in serious criminal allegations, especially when those allegations run counter to the brand's image or the core themes of the program. Chrisley Knows Best, which once thrived on the family's lavish lifestyle, Southern charm, and patriarchal humor, may no longer align with the sanitized portrayal of American family life that television executives seek to promote. Fans of the show have expressed a mix of disbelief, anger, and unwavering support. On social media, some continue to defend Todd and Julie, arguing that the charges are exaggerated or politically motivated, while others have turned their backs, voicing outrage over what they perceive as betrayal and hypocrisy. The public's reaction reflects a growing tension in how audiences respond to celebrities embroiled in scandal, particularly when their personas are built on trust, morality, or traditional values. The Chrisley children have also been pulled into the vortex of public scrutiny. Savannah Chrisley, in particular, has stepped forward to defend her parents, often taking to podcasts and social media platforms to voice her support and criticize the ordeal as emotionally exhausting, and has spoken about the toll it has taken on the family's mental health and cohesion. With younger children still under the care of Todd and Julie, the question arises of what happens to their guardianship should the couple be convicted and incarcerated. Legal experts point out that in the event both parents are sentenced, the court will need to appoint a suitable guardian or honor a prearranged custody agreement if one exists. The involvement of the Department of Child and Family Services is also possible depending on the circumstances. It's a deeply personal layer of this legal battle that underscores the human cost of criminal prosecution, especially when children are involved. If the Chrisleys are found guilty, another consequence could be the loss of any brand deals, endorsements, or partnerships they currently hold. Public figures involved in criminal cases often see sponsors drop them quickly to avoid reputational damage. Financial fallout from the legal fees associated with such a high-profile case is already immense, and without supplementary income from public appearances or social media partnerships, the Chrisleys may face long-term economic instability. Another looming concern is the potential for additional charges. Legal analysts warn that financial crimes often lead to further investigations into associated parties, including accountants, business partners, or even extended family members. The initial charges could therefore be only the beginning of a larger unraveling of the Chrisley brand and its business interests. If convicted, Todd and Julie may also face civil suits from banks or investors who feel misled or defrauded, adding yet another layer of legal complexity. The ripple effects would not be confined to just the Chrisleys. Reality television as a genre thrives on the illusion of authenticity, but cases like this shatter that illusion, raising broader questions about the integrity of reality stars and the content audiences are consuming. If the Chrisleys built their public persona on a foundation of deceit, then the trust between reality TV figures and viewers suffers a blow from which it may take time to recover. For the broader entertainment industry, this case is a cautionary tale. It's a stark reminder that fame does not equate to immunity, and that actions behind the scenes can have devastating public consequences. Executives now face increased pressure to vet talent more thoroughly, while viewers grow more cynical about what they're watching. If the Chrisleys are convicted, it would join a growing list of scandals that blur the line between entertainment and ethical behavior, further eroding public confidence. Though the couple maintains their innocence and continues to present a united front, the legal reality remains unforgiving. Federal prosecutors typically do not pursue financial crime cases unless they believe they have strong evidence and a high likelihood of conviction. The courtroom proceedings are expected to feature testimony from former employees, financial analysts, and perhaps even family members, all of which could paint a detailed picture of how the alleged fraud was carried out. As public interest continues to swell, the trial itself becomes more than just a legal matter. It becomes a cultural event followed by millions across the nation curious to see how it all unfolds. Whether the Chrisleys are convicted or exonerated, the trial is bound to reshape their legacy. For a couple that once seemed to have it all, the journey from reality television royalty to criminal defendants is a dramatic turn that underscores the unpredictable and often unforgiving nature of fate. The Chrisley case is about more than just taxes and television. It's about the fragility of public image, the consequences of deception, and the price of fame. If convicted, Todd and Julie Chrisley will not only lose their freedom, but also the trust of a public that once welcomed them into their homes every week. And for those who watched their rise with admiration, and now their potential fall with disbelief, the outcome will serve as a sobering reminder that reality television is often anything but real. What happens if the Chrisley Knows Best couple get convicted? The stars of the hit reality show Chrisley Knows Best have faced their share of public scrutiny, but the stakes are higher than ever as Todd and Julie Chrisley await the final outcome of their legal troubles. Accused of tax evasion and various forms of financial fraud, the couple has found themselves at the center of a serious federal case that could significantly alter the course of their lives and careers. If convicted, the Chrisleys would likely face prison sentences that could span several years. The charges against them include bank fraud, wire fraud, and conspiracy to defraud the United States. These are not light offenses, and federal convictions typically carry mandatory minimum sentences. Legal experts believe that the evidence presented so far is strong enough to make a conviction a real possibility. If that happens, both Todd and Julie could be separated from their family for an extended period, which would not only impact their personal lives, but also the future of their reality television brand. The couple has consistently maintained their innocence, claiming they are being unfairly targeted, and insisting that the truth will ultimately clear their names. They have remained active on social media and in the public eye, portraying a united front, while continuing to deny any wrongdoing. However, prosecutors argue that the Chrisleys lived a lavish lifestyle, funded by falsified documents and fraudulent financial activity. Should a guilty verdict be handed down, the impact will ripple beyond their household. Their reality show has already faced uncertainty with production delays, and speculation about networks may choose to distance themselves from the couple to avoid association with the controversy. Fans who have supported the family for years may also find themselves divided, with some believing in their innocence and others expressing disappointment. Additionally, the Chrisley children could be deeply affected by the outcome. With both parents potentially serving time, the responsibility of caring for the younger family members could shift dramatically. Some family members may need to take on guardianship roles while navigating the emotional toll of the situation. Financially, a conviction could lead to hefty fines, restitution payments, and the loss of assets. The government could seize property and bank accounts to recover funds linked to the alleged fraud. This would likely mark a significant fall from the glamorous lifestyle the Chrisleys have long showcased on television. There is also the question of whether Todd and Julie would be allowed to serve time in the same facility. In most cases, spouses are assigned to different prisons, meaning they could spend years apart. Appeals are possible, but the process would be lengthy and uncertain. Everything the Chrisley Knows Best couple owns is at risk. The future of the Chrisley Knows Best couple grows more uncertain as their legal troubles deepen, placing every asset they own in jeopardy. Todd and Julie Chrisley, once celebrated for their luxurious lifestyle and Southern charm, now face a potential downfall that could strip them of everything they have built. With federal charges hanging over them and the threat of conviction looming, their real estate investments, vehicles, business interests, and personal possessions are under intense scrutiny. Authorities are preparing to seize property and assets to recover what prosecutors claim was lost through financial deception and tax evasion. The couple, known for their opulent homes, designer wardrobes, and extravagant spending habits, may soon see their wealth dismantled piece by piece. Legal experts warn that if the government wins its case, the Chrisleys could lose multiple properties, bank accounts, retirement savings, and any remaining income from their television projects. Even the family brand, carefully crafted over years of reality television exposure, is at risk. Their show has already faced public backlash and production challenges. Sponsors and business partners are quietly distancing themselves as the legal storm grows stronger. Beyond financial ruin, the emotional cost is rising. The possibility of prison time looms large, while family dynamics are strained under the pressure. Public support is divided, with some fans clinging to hope and others expressing anger and betrayal. For a couple that built a public image around control, order, and wealth, the prospect of losing everything is a sharp contrast to their polished persona. As the case unfolds, what once seemed untouchable is now vulnerable to collapse. The Chrisleys may soon discover that fame offers no shield when justice calls. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.